Hello everybody, welcome back to Dad Plays Solo on the Dad and Daughter Play Games channel here on YouTube. And today I'm going to be doing a playthrough and review of Birds of a Feather by Snowbright Studios, a game designed by Teale Fristoe, and it's got art by Trevor Fristoe and Quill Kolat. Here we are going on our nature games as I promised here. This is the first of many I'll be doing here this spring. And this game is basically, I guess the best way to describe it is a trick-taking game, except everybody's able to take the same trick at the same time, if that makes sense. It'll make sense as we play along here. So basically what this game is about is you're going to be playing a bird card every turn, and as you play a bird card, you'll be able to match to all the other birds that exist on the board at the time, as well as the new cards that are arriving. That'll come to fruition here in a second here. So there are 5 different kinds of habitats in the game, which are basically the suits. And they are from left to right here. You see we have some marshland, we have ocean birds, we have mountain birds, forest birds, and like desert birds. So those are the 5 different kinds of birds there are. And which within each of those suits, it's basically the numbers of the cards. So there are 12 different cards here. So there are 3 egg cards for each of the suits. Those are the most common. Then you have the single feather, double feather, triple feather, which are the uncommon. There are 2 of each of those. Then you have the single wing, the raptor, and the double wing, which there are 1 of each of those. And those are rare, as there's only 1 of each of those in the deck. So the goal is to try to get 1 of every kind that will give you the most points in the game. We'll take a quick look at the card breakdown. So here's the black-throated sparrow, and you can see in the upper left and bottom right, you can see that these are egg cards. So they are the most common in the game. And in the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see that it is the desert habitat, and the name of the bird, black-throated sparrow, as well as the scientific name, which I will not attempt to say. And you can see underneath that there are 3 little egg icons underneath that. So that lets you know that there are 3 of those cards for that habitat in the deck to kind of give you a good idea of how many there may be. Now you're going to want to try to keep track of those in your head if you can, because if you're trying to go for desert cards and you know that the double wing or the raptor has already been played, you're not going to be able to get the most points from that habitat. But we'll explain in a second. Now, here's what's great. The game comes with this nice little score pad, which you're going to use to mark off as cards are played and you match them. You play a scorecard. They're double-sided, which is great. But here's what's even better. On both the Google Play and Apple Game Store, you can download the Birds of the Feather Western North America app. Now, this provides 2 great things. Number 1, if you're interested in trying this game solo by yourself, you can download it. I know on Android it is a free download. And you can go here and play the game solo right on your phone. You don't need any cards. So you can get a feel for what the game is like and play it as much as you want. And it's awesome. But what's also cool is there's a digital score sheet. So as you find cards, for instance, if we played that sparrow, I can mark off the egg right here in the corner and it'll automatically calculate your points. So as you see here, eggs are worth 0 points in the game. Single feather, double feather, triple feather are worth 1. Same with the single wing and the raptor, but the double wing are worth 2 points. And if you get all of the same kind, they're worth 3 points. So if you were able to get 1 of each, that clicks as all, that gives you a total of 10 points. That's the most points you can get from each suit. So obviously you want to get the double feathers more than anything else because they're worth 2 points, and hopefully get 1 or 2 that you're getting in them all. So I'll clear that. I'm going to use this as my score sheet instead of using the digital pad here. These are great if you don't have people that don't have it on their phone. Like I said, since it's free, everybody can download it quick and keep track of them right on their phone. You can keep playing and playing and playing and playing. So I'm not going to go through these as fast as I would. So let's go through a game here solo. It plays very similar to the multiplayer game. All right, so I've got my scoring app open and ready to go here. I'm now shuffling up the deck. I'm going to deal myself 13 cards. That's going to be my starting hand for the game. Cards. Now I like to sort mine by type, so I kind of know how many I'm dealing with here of each kind. A lot of those. See what ones I kind of want to go through. So right now, mountain marshland's probably not looking too good. Everything else is okay though. A lot of mountains, I have that one. Do I have any double feathers? No, I don't. But I do have this one. Okay, so on your turn, like I said, you're going to pick a card. That doesn't really matter on the first turn. So I'm going to play a water card. Let's get the 2 feathers on it, and hopefully, now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to deal 1 card for each player here. There's always going to be at least 4 cards in play. If you're playing a 2-player game, then each of you would play a card face down, then you'd reveal them at the same time. Then you would deal 1 from the top of the deck for the AI to play. So there's always going to be 4. 3-player game, you just out 1. If you're playing more than 1 player, so you do not add another card into play. So that being said, just 1 card for each of the computer players here, the AI. Now I look at my symbol, which is the ocean, and I look at any other card that is in play. If I match those, I also claim one of those symbols as well, but I don't. So I get the double feather on that. Now, these are now these are now the lingering birds. These are birds that are lingering around for a while. So if I go into that habitat, I might catch a glimpse of them before they leave. But before I do that, I have to discard a card. Now I've only got 1 marshland card, so let's get rid of that. So I'm going to get rid of that for now. But I can look right here. I can get an egg and a double feather right off the gate here for forest. So I'm going to play the triple feather, and I'll show you why. There's a mountain card, another mountain card, another egg, and a marshland card. So I played a forest card, triple feather, so I get access to that on my score sheet. But I also look at all the other cards that are in play currently, both the arriving and the lingering birds. So there is a forest card with an egg, so I get access to that. And here's a forest card with 2 feathers. I get credit for that as well. There's nothing over here that I match. Now what happens is the lingering birds now go away. The arriving birds now become the lingering birds. But I have to now discard a card. Now, here is the issue. Do I want to go for these? Do I want to go through purples, which I really don't have many of? The forest I'm doing okay on. The blue, I do have a single feather, and the raptor, which is hard to find. I also have the forest, the raptor, and the purple. So what do I want to go with here? There are a couple mountain cards out here. So maybe I will do that. I'm going to play the raptor, and I'll explain what the raptor does different here. Oh, another egg. So all the raptor eggs are out. So that was good. I at least played that the right turn, and double feather. Now, in a multiplayer game, the raptor acts differently. In a multiplayer game, if a player plays a raptor as an arriving bird, all the lingering birds get scared away. So in that case, immediately these would all get scared away from the table, and you would only score the birds that are currently out there. But in the single player game, the raptor does not do that. You're just able to use that as something to score with. So I have a mountain, I get score for the raptor. I get score for, there's 3 eggs out there. So I'm going to get score for an egg and a double feather. So that was not a bad turn, although 3 of them were the eggs. Those all got out of the way right away. There's only 3 of those. So I played that on the right turn. So lingering birds go away once again. Arriving birds or become the lingering birds. And now I have to choose something else to discard. I do have a lot of brown. And I'm looking out here what else we got. Forest cards. Maybe I'm going to take access of that one because there's only 1 of those in play. So I'm going to play my single feather. Hopefully another forest comes up in play that I don't have. So another desert. Ooh, a double wing in the marshland. Oh, that was a good turn. Okay, so in the forest, I get the single feather. Nothing here. Here's the single wing, which I get credit for, and the double wing. So only 1 of those in the whole deck. So that was a good turn to play that card on. So right now I only need the single feather and the raptor for the green to get credit for all of the same kind. So these go bye-bye. These become the lingering birds. I now have to discard a card. So I have to figure out there's going to be something I want to give up on here. Purple I'm doing okay on. I haven't played anything in the brown, but I would get access to this one. Blue I don't really have much either on. Let's... I am going to give up on the brown because I have nothing in those rocks. I'm going to get rid of the single feather on that. Draw another one. I got a marshland, which I have none of. That doesn't do me any good. So let's just play this because I can get multiple of those. So I'm going to play the single wing of desert. So some more of those come into play. Ooh, that worked out. I'm just getting credit for a couple. So I have the single feather in the desert. I have the egg in the desert. And up here we have the triple wing in the desert. And no matches here. Once again, lingering birds go away. These now become the lingering birds. And I have to get rid of something. So now brown and black back into play. I'm going for those. So I'm going to give up on the blues for now. Discard of that. Oh, and I get a blue one back. So marshland. I have this double. I don't have this. Let's play the double feather in the desert because I don't have that one yet. Let's hope another one comes up here, something else. And it does not. So I get the double feather for there. I already scored the triple. These all go away. Now I got to discard. Now we're looking at blue is not looking so bad right now, is it? I'm going to get rid of the single feather marshland because I'm not really going for that at all. What do we get here? Single feather purple. So if I play one of these, at least get credit for a couple blues. Let's just play, no, let's play the single feather. Let's hope another blue pops up here. It does not. Now, like I said, in multiplayer game, this northern ghost hawk would scare all these guys away, so you wouldn't be able to score those, but it doesn't do that in the single player game. So I get credit for a single feather. I get credit for a triple feather. And I get credit for a single feather on all of those. Bye-bye, birds. Hello, birds. Oh, I can discard first. Now the blue's not looking so bad. Purple's not looking so bad. Man. This is a tough one. I don't need this one. I do need that one. Purple, I'm close on. I'm close on blue as well. I'm gonna give up on the brown, I think. Okay, that one does me absolutely no good. Okay. Purple, I need the triple feather. I do need the hawk. Man, I did not get, okay, so now I'm gonna have to give up on getting the greens because I don't have a green in my hand, so I'm not gonna get this hawk. So let's give up on hawks, or the forest, I'm sorry. Let's give up on the forest because that one's gone at this point. I'm not gonna match all of them. So let's forget about forest. I can start getting rid of those. I don't have any marshland cards, so I'm gonna get rid of those. Let's play. I'm going to play the raptor in blue. Let's hope another one comes up here. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so I get the raptor in the water. Nothing here. I get an egg in the water, which is awesome. And no match here. So right now I need the double wing in the water. Now we'll score extra points for that one. These become lingering. All right, so I got to hang on to this one for the water. Let's give up on this card. Let's draw another card. Oh boy. Purple, triple. Let's play the triple purple. see if that gets us anywhere. Oh, that was a good play. That was a good play. That was a good play. Okay, so in the mountains, I get the triple. Nothing here. I get credit for the raptor here, so I'm close. And nothing here, so I only need the single feather, which I have in my hand. So that's going to be good. So I think that's my next play is going to be that no matter what. So purple's my play there. So I can get rid of this double because I already scored it. I can play this to fill that one up. So let's get rid of that. Play here. Triple feather and blue. Wow. Okay, so double feather. I need the single. So let's play that one. I just need the single. Okay, so in the mountains I get the single. So I currently have 6 points. When I click that, it goes up to 10. Don't worry about anything, nothing, nothing, nothing. Well, these go bye-bye. Getting down to it here. Discard a card. I need the double blue. Or I need 2 green cards. So I'm going to get rid of the egg. There's the double, which I already have, and I have that one as well. Oof. Well, let's play the double. That's going to give me all. That's good. So I'm not really concerned about anything else here. Whoops. Okay, so I get the double blue. Boom. That's 20. That's another 10 points. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. These cards go bye-bye. I should discard a card. This is going to be the last turn in my hand here. So I have to discard this one. I'm going to grab a card. Okay. I've already got this card, so it's not going to matter. I'm not going to be able to match anything else. So really, this is going to be it. I'm going to play this card. That's good, good, good. I can no longer discard a card. If you look, there's only 3 cards left, so there's not enough for another turn. So I'm unable to discard at this point. So that's going to be my last turn in my hand. And if we look at the scorecard here, I scored, you can see here, I scored 3 points in the desert. I scored 5 points in the forest. I got all of the mountains for 10 points, all of the ocean for 10 points, for a total of 28 points. And if you take a look at the final score in solo, I've got close to level. That gives me a backyard bird watcher, which is 1 step up from the bottom. You're looking to get 41 points or more for the top goal award-winning birder. I haven't ever gotten even close to that. I think I've gotten to the day tripping birder a couple times. But that's all I got for that. So let's head back up top and give my final thoughts and rating, and let's do that right now. All right, bye-bye.
All right, everybody. So hopefully you liked that single-player game of Birds of the Feather Western North America by Snowbright Studios. I do enjoy the game a lot. It's fun. I've only played it solo. I've had to play with more players, and it does play up to 7, which is pretty cool. You don't find a lot of games that play to that amount, and for a small box game especially as well. So it's good to take to parties or hangouts or whatever you got going on. It's easy to bring with. Hopefully it plays as well with that many players. And it takes like 20 minutes with that many players, hopefully, so it goes quick. That being said, let's get on to the dad and daughter play games ratings for this game. And first of all, we have to talk about the art. And the art is amazing. You've seen the cards. The birds are, all the cards are great looking. You want to look at each one and check out the birds, and all the information on there is awesome, and just artwork is great. So that being said, a 5, easy 5 for that one. So next we go to the rules. I will give the rules a 4.5. It's a nice little rule book. It's easy to read. It's nicely laid out. There's maybe just a few things where I had to kind of reread it a second time, just to make sure. And but other than that, I mean, it plays pretty great. I mean, there's nothing, they're not like, oh my God, the greatest rules ever. So I'm not going to give it a 5. But they're good. So I'm going to give them a 4.5. Components. The box is great. Nice and sturdy. It's a great size. It's just a great size. Super easy to bring with you. It's got a little tray in there to separate kind of the cards out a little bit, and the score pad. The cards have a nice linen finish on it, as does the box. That being said, the cards are a little thinner than I like to play with normally. It just depends on where you're getting the game from. Everybody's a little different. I just prefer my cards a little thicker to play with, especially something I might play with younger players, easy to bend and stuff like that. And I wish the score sheets were a little bit bigger. So if you're playing with people that can't see as well, like they're pretty tiny. But that being said, sorry, I would normally probably give this game a 4 on components based on just, my preferences, as it were. But this game is an eco-friendly game. This comes from Snowbright Studios. This is included in the box. I'm going to read it to you. This product was designed and manufactured in line with the most stringent ecological standards concerning both the ethical and responsible sourcing of raw materials, which ensure safe and environmentally friendly disposal, as well as the production process. Okay, so that being said, they try to make this game as eco-friendly as possible, obviously using paper, and they're probably using recycled paper, all that kind of stuff. So for that, I'm going to cut them a little bit of slack to not living up to my standards, but it's great standards that they're living up to in putting together a great game that feels great. So I'm going to give components a 4.5. Now, my personal thoughts on this is a great game. It plays very well solo. It's easy to learn. One thing that I do like is we talked about the raptor rule when I was going through the game there, and how in a multiplayer game, the raptors that come in will scare away the birds. That doesn't take place in the solo game, but they say if you start to be good at the solo game, add in the raptor rule. So that means that not only when you play a raptor, but when the AI people, when they flip over their cards, if they play a raptor, they're going to scare away those birds too. So you play as that. That's an added addition to that. And I see that for multiplayer games. There's a standard way to play. There's a different way to play it for 2 or 3 players, which I haven't really read into. And then there is for everybody else from 2 to 7 players, there's a way where you get your hand and you have to pass a certain amount of cards, depending on how many players are, to the person to your left. It's their migrational, I think, version of the game. So those birds are migrating to somebody else's hand. So they give you a lot of options to play the game differently. But talking as a solo player playing a solo game, you might as well just get the app if that's what you're going to get the game for. If you want to play this game, bring this game to the table for a bunch of people, then great. Get the game. It's well worth it. People are going to like it. Just people are just looking at it and be like, oh my God, this is beautiful. Easy to teach, easy to learn. But if you're a solo gamer, just looking for a solo game, just download the app. That being said, it's not going to rate as high just because as a first solo player. So I'm going to give it a 4 for that. Now I could come back and play a 4, 5, 6, 7 player game and come back and be like, oh my God, it plays so great. It's well worth it. Go get it. But I don't know that yet. So just speaking solely as a solo player. So that being said, art is a 5, rules 4.5, components 4.5, my total score of 4. That gives it a total of 4.5 on the dad and daughter play game scale. So it is highly recommended if you like nature games, if you like easy games, if you like games you play with a lot of people, if you just like beautiful games on your shelf that you want to look at. Please go pick up Birds of the Feather. Go to Snowbright Studios. I'll put the link below in the description. Go to your friendly local game store. And it may possibly be available on Amazon as well. I haven't checked on that yet, but it's well worth picking up. So until next time, from Dad and Daughter Play Games, Dad Plays Solo. We'll see you next time. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.